Hello and welcome to this edition of FYI Weekly, your official source for City of Greensboro news and information. The Greensboro Planning Department's report highlighting key economic measures is now available online. The Growth and Development Trends report outlines the most recent local, regional, and national trends in categories such as population, density, demographics, and income rates. After a record-breaking year for building permits in 2023, Greensboro consistently set a high level of building and development review in 2024. Another data point in the report confirms employment figures are back to pre-pandemic levels and the average wage continues to increase. Planning Director Sue Schwartz says Greensboro continues to experience substantial growth. This brings with it some challenges in terms of housing choices, an issue the city remains focused on addressing. Greensboro's population continues to increase and we remain the state's third largest city in North Carolina. The Growth and Development Trends report and other updates are available on the Planning Department's website under the Population and Statistics tab. Today through Friday, February 28th, a city contractor will be performing sewer line smoke testing in the following neighborhoods and traffic patterns: Dudley Heights, Lincoln Heights, College Forest, East Gate City Boulevard, Noco Park, South Benbow Road, Pasadena and Logan, the Ashboro Community, Benjamin Benson, and Stevens Street. During testing, a non-toxic smoke is introduced into manholes and eventually flows into sewer lines. The smoke will identify any open breaks in the city's sewer collection system, as well as improper connections such as roof downspouts. The smoke is non-toxic, non-staining, and white to gray in color. It has a slight odor and poses no fire hazard. In preparation, water and sewer service customers should pour a gallon of water into each sink, tub, and floor drain that isn't used on a daily basis. This will fill the P-traps and ultimately prevent smoke from entering the dwelling. Traffic signs and cones mark the testing locations. Motorists are encouraged to use alternate routes. Dates and times may change due to weather or last-minute changes in the work schedule. This test is part of the city's ongoing sewer rehabilitation program, which is funded by revenue from water and sewer rates. For more information, visit the city's website. The Community Safety Department has been awarded a $2 million grant from the Department of Justice. The Community Violence Intervention and Prevention Site-Based Initiative Grant will expand the GSO Peace on Purpose program. In 2023, there were 74 homicides and nearly 250 non-fatal shootings in Greensboro. While homicides last year dropped significantly to 43, the problem of gun violence persists, with half a dozen homicides occurring in the first 2 weeks of this year. Letitia McNeil, Director of Community Safety, said we will implement new violence intervention and prevention strategies and train communities on trauma-informed healing and restorative justice practices. GSO Peace on Purpose launched in 2023 and aims to curb community violence through a variety of efforts. To learn more about the Community Safety Department, visit the city's website. Cone Health has partnered with the city to share a series of brief and informative videos designed to inspire you to make better choices when it comes to healthy living. Following these tips is an easy way to help each of us improve our quality of life. Let's take a moment to check out today's news for your health.
Hi, my name is Dr. Soldatova.
I'm Dr. Joshua Parker.
We are talking about wearables such as smartwatches and how they can benefit your health.
There's a lot of options out there that are all appropriate.
Any wearable has a certain set of features that can be useful for screening and monitoring.
The watches are generally focused on that, tracking heart rate specifically.
You can gain some insight into your heart rate, fitness level, and sleep patterns, which can be helpful just for overall health monitoring.
I think these devices are great supplements to getting traditional care, and I do think they give patients some level of control over their care or feeling more involved in their care.
When it comes to sophisticated tracking of health data, smartwatches like Apple Watch is probably on the top of the list. So if your goal is to gain more information about your heart rate, oxygen levels when you sleep, sleeping patterns, that's probably the best one to buy.
We're able to have our patients send us that information. Now we can get data throughout the year in different settings, and that can be very valuable for us in terms of coming up with treatment plans.
Keeping in mind that it's only a screening tool and not a diagnostic gadget.
On your Apple Watch, it shows that you had an episode of atrial fibrillation, and I look at it and it's real, then we can start treatment effective immediately.
So definitely look at multiple products available for sale and decide which one best fits you. It's not always the most expensive one.
The International Advisory Committee is preparing for its next cycle of elections, and if you want to practice sustainability, don't miss the sale on compost bins and rain barrels. We'll have those stories and more news coming up after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. The city's International Advisory Committee is preparing for the leadership team elections taking place in April. Greensboro's immigrant and refugee communities select leaders to guide the community's work. Applicants must be at least 18 years old to run for one of 4 seats: chair, vice chair, secretary, or executive member. Interested parties should submit the online application no later than 5 p.m. on Tuesday, February 25th. Candidates must attend the one-day International Leadership Academy prior to the election. Applicants who meet the listed requirements will advance to the election on Sunday, April 27th. Voting is open from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the Barber Park Event Center. Established in 2008, the IAC works to create a more inclusive Greensboro for members of the international community. Comprised of individuals whose national origins lies outside of the United States, the committee promotes the perspective of the city's international community to the Human Rights Commission and City Council. For more information about the International Advisory Committee, visit the city's website. The city is offering an easy way for residents to lower their carbon footprint and conserve water. For a limited time, there's a flash sale on backyard compost bins and rain barrels. The 65-gallon compost bin is on sale for $57, and the 50-gallon IV rain barrels is available for $75 while supplies last. Visit the city's website to place your order before Sunday, February 23rd. Items will be available for pickup from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. on Saturday, March 1st. Additional details will be provided after the purchase. 25% of typical household waste can be composted. Keeping these items out of the trash frees up space at the landfill and cuts down on carbon and methane emissions released in landfills. Composting also reduces the need for chemical fertilizers, helps soil retain moisture, and prevents soil erosion. Rain barrels help conserve water, reduces stormwater runoff, and minimizes the need for chemical fertilizers. Creative Greensboro will present 5 concerts from February through the month of May featuring the city's community music ensembles. The concerts are free of charge, however, donations will be accepted to help sustain the music series. The spring concert schedule is as follows. The Greensboro Big Band will perform swing favorites at 3 p.m. on Sunday, February 16th at the Van Dyke Performance Space in the Greensboro Cultural Center. The Philharmonia of Greensboro is scheduled to perform at 3 p.m. on Sunday, March 9th at the Van Dyke Performance Space. The Choral Society of Greensboro will perform at 7:30 p.m. on Saturday, May 3rd at the Huggins Performance Center at Greensboro College. Last but not least, the Greensboro Concert Band will perform at 7:30 p.m. on Saturday, May 10th in the Dana Auditorium on the campus of Guilford College. For more information about the concert series and Creative Greensboro, visit the city's website. The Greensboro History Museum is still celebrating the new year, and staff is gearing up for Black History Month. Coming up after the break, we'll check in with the museum's executive director for a preview of coming attractions. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. The Greensboro History Museum invites the community to continue celebrating the new year while learning about another culture, plus staff is in preparation mode for Black History Month programs. Joining me now to promote those and other events is Carol Hart. She is the Executive Director of the Greensboro History Museum. Hello, Carol. Welcome back.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yes, you have so much going on in such a short period of time, so let's run through it. The History Museum is turning 100 years old this year. Congratulations on that major milestone. How are you planning to celebrate?
So we have a lot of special programs throughout the year. In July, we have a 70s flashback to the 1970s, which would have been our halfway point. We'll be having a major exhibit opening on the exact day 100 years ago that the museum opened, November 11th, with a brand new exhibit featuring 100 objects at least, and a lot of other special programs like this month in February.
Okay, well, let's talk about February. You have a few things planned at the museum, so kind of give us an overview.
Yes, so every Saturday in February there's something exciting going on.
Yeah.
There are 3 Saturdays. So February 8th we're celebrating Lunar New Year. And we've been working really hard with many members of our community and collaborating so that there'll be from 11 to 4 dance and music and children performing and programs. The Greensboro Chinese Association will be having calligraphy demonstrations and dance. The Montagnard Association, along with the Cambodian Cultural Center, will be having youth and children's ensembles. The Formosa Association of Student Cultural Ambassadors will be having acrobatic yo-yo and dragon dance.
Oh, wow.
And there'll be performances all through the afternoon, and if you get hungry, the Southern Walk food truck will be there. So a lot going on.
Yes.
You can check our website for exact times.
Okay, so you mentioned Lunar New Year, and you kind of make this a community celebration. Tell us about how that works.
Yeah, so it's not just us putting this event on. We don't have as much experience with the vast way this event, Lunar New Year, is celebrated all across Asia. So by partnering with different Chinese community organizations and Montagnard and Formosa from all over, we're getting a lot of fun cultural perspectives through music and food and dance and yo-yo.
Yeah, that's great engagement, and I think lots of color, lots of thrilling music, and like you said, good food. So we hope folks will come out and enjoy the Lunar New Year experience. And it's kind of switching gears, South Bimbo Road Historic District is getting a lot of attention. They've been now put into the National Register. Tell us about our communities and how folks can participate in that program.
Yeah, so we have an ongoing program called Our Communities, focusing on the South Bimbo Road. Major accomplishments. It's the first Greensboro African American community to have this designation, and a lot of different community groups worked very hard, and individuals have spent years pulling together all the data, all the information. To get registered at the national level, you have to have a lot of documentation. So a variety of coalition really of local and city and state groups work on this, including our own historic preservation department within the city planning department. A key figure in all of this work has been Eric Woodard, who a black architect who is very passionate about the architecture of the neighborhood. And in fact, recently he was awarded a Voices of a City award that the History Museum gives out every year. His contribution to architecture in general, but to this project was really important. And other speakers will talk as well about the significance of this East Greensboro neighborhood. So again, 3 o'clock on the second Saturday in February, the 15th.
And you mentioned a lot of documentation is required just to meet the level of the registry into the National Register. Is it Is it true that it took about 10 years to collect all of
It
that?
takes a very long time because it's not just about the stories or the history that happened there. You have to have physical proof.
Yeah.
There has to be buildings and a change in the environment in order to meet this particular status. And that's been sometimes the difficulty in documenting African American history, because so often, for many different reasons, it was bulldozed or moved, and it's sometimes harder to find that documentation.
Well, I'm so glad that there's a spotlight being placed on South Bimbo Road, and folks can come out and really learn the history of that neighborhood. Before we wrap up, you are hosting Lifted Voices Black History. Walk us through those highlights.
Yeah, so the last Saturday of the month, the 22nd, is one of our most beloved series called Lifted Voices, and that's living history, where people can come and actually meet costumed interpreters through our galleries, speaking in the first person. So they're dressed, and as you come through, they'll talk to you as if they are that person.
Okay.
So for Black History Month, we focus on African Americans from our community and nearby. And so if you come, you will meet people and be able to have a conversation. So this year we're particularly hiding Susie Jones, who was the First Lady of Bennett College for many, many years, and she'll talk about her experience in Greensboro. And then going back further in time, we have Miley Caper, who was a Revolutionary War widow of an African American soldier who fought to get the pension that she really deserved. So her story is very interesting. So we're spanning the decades from Revolutionary War periods to close to today.
Nice, nice. Always great programming at the Greensboro History Museum. Carol, thank you. When you stop by, we always learn something new. So we are excited that you're kicking off the new year with more New Year celebrations and cultural engagement. Do come back and let us know about the other events and exhibits.
I will, thank you.
Thank you. Stay tuned for some interesting and useful information about Greensboro as we tell you something about the city. That segment is coming up after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. One way to stay informed about decisions that impact you and our city is by attending or tuning in to City Council meetings at 5:30 p.m. on the first and third Tuesday of the month. The fourth Tuesday is reserved for a meeting as needed. The City Council meetings take place in the Katie Dorsett Council Chamber on Level 2 of the Melvin Municipal Office Building, located at 300 West Washington Street. The public is allowed in person, but only in a limited capacity. Those who choose not to be in the building can participate virtually. The Greensboro City Council meetings are broadcast right here on GTN. The meetings are also streamed live on the city's website and on Cablecast. To review the council meeting schedule and agendas, please visit the city's website. Here's an opportunity to learn a little something about the city. After 3 decades of leadership, Henry Fourier, the president and CEO of the Greensboro Area Convention and Visitors Bureau, is retiring at the end of June. Since 1996, Fourier helped establish Greensboro as a premier destination for sports and travel. His vision and dedication fostered growth and enhanced Greensboro's reputation in these arenas. During his tenure, Fourier played a pivotal role in reshaping the summer tourism landscape by attracting youth sporting events to Greensboro and boosting sports tourism during previously slower months. His strategic leadership was instrumental in securing the construction of the Greensboro Aquatic Center by leveraging hotel tax revenue and bond funding, making Greensboro a top swimming and diving destination. Fourier also cultivated strong partnerships with organizations including USA Track and Field and the Amateur Athletic Union, establishing Greensboro as a premier East Coast track mecca. Beyond sports, Fourier's contributions have strengthened the local economy, enhanced visitor experiences, and positioned the city as a hub for cultural and recreational activities. Coming up after the break, we'll showcase our department spotlight, but first, prepare to mark your calendars for the places to go and things to do on the town.
I'm Dave, and here are some special events happening this week on the town. The Highland North Music Academy presents Andrew Lloyd Webber's School of Rock, the musical, from February 7th through the 9th at the Van Dyke Performance Center. This acclaimed musical comedy features talented young performers who do a little of everything as they bring Webber's musical innovation to life. Learn more and get tickets online at highlandnorth.net. Join the Greensboro Science Center and Greensboro Public Library for an interactive robotics fair exploring simple coding and robotics. Try navigating a challenge with icon-based codes, drawing geometric art, or creating a map for line-following bots. Learn more about this free event at greensborolibrary.org. The Greensboro History Museum and several local Asian Pacific community groups invite you to a Lunar New Year celebration February 8th. Enjoy demonstrations, performances, hands-on activities, and more in celebration of 2025 as the Year of the Wood Snake. Learn more about this free event online at greensborohistory.org. The Lewis Recreation Center celebrates Black History Month by hosting a Black Business Expo February 8th. Join this celebration of Black entrepreneurship, innovation, and culture. Shop local vendors and enjoy music and food at this free event. Learn more online at greensboro-nc.gov. Stay tuned to FYI Weekly for more happenings on the town.
Welcome back. The City of Greensboro has more than 20 departments and several divisions committed to serving you, our residents, and visitors. Let's go behind the scenes in our department spotlight. Creative Greensboro's Neighborhood Arts Program celebrates Black history in the Mill District. Artist Chuck Johnson has painted a new mural at Revolution Park that honors the history of the East White Oak neighborhood. He also created new signage and an art studio space within the East White Oak Community Center, which is listed on the National Register of Historic Places. The public is encouraged to tour the new studio space and learn more about the East White Oak and the new Revolution Park mural. The mural includes images of David Richmond, a member of the Greensboro Four, Nanny Washington Bynum, principal of the former East White Oak School, and Truman Gant, who led the effort to save the community center from demolition in 1956. Johnson was the artist in residence for the Mill District in 2022, during which time he painted 2 crosswalk murals to honor the local mill workers. The East White Oak Community Center is located at 1801 10th Street. Coming up after the break is our Way to Go GSO shout out. Stay with us. As we draw to a close, we always want to end on a positive note with our Way to Go GSO shout out. This week's shout out goes to the City of Greensboro. The Parks and Recreation Department hosted a ribbon cutting for a new book vending machine at the Warnersville Recreation Center. The machine, made possible through funding from Cone Health, dispenses books for kids and teens from preschool through high school. Kids earn tokens for the machine through participation in programs offered at the center, showing improvement in some way throughout the year and demonstrating enthusiasm for reading by taking the books home. Way to go, Cone Health. That concludes this edition of FYI Weekly, but you can easily stay connected to the latest city news by linking to us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. Alexa users can subscribe to our 5-minute flash briefings, which airs on 90.1 FM, 100.7 FM, and 90.5 FM. Be sure to download both weekly podcasts, Talk City Greensboro and Talk City in Espanol, plus GTN is streaming on Cablecast. For all of us here at the City of Greensboro, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.